Testing 1 2. Test. Testing 1 2. All right. I am born. Biggie is now live. Streaming. Unlimited Saga.
Stream Elements bot running robot face.
Thank you, Stream Elements bot running robot face. Right, we're live. And let's just go ahead and make sure we could get straight into things here. Hello, folks. It's me. I'm Big and I'm back, and we are live playing. We're playing Tactics. No, we're playing Unlimited Saga. We're not playing Tactics Ogre yet. Not yet. But yeah, we're playing the Unlimited Saga Ruby's Quest, the best challenge, only using bows, earth magic staffs, and throws. And I have to unlock the secret adventure as part of the campaign. When we last left off, we were in the middle of continuing on
Tactics.
Sorry, Smithing myth. But yes, we are in the middle of. What are we in the middle of? Come on, Biggie. Process, brain power. We're in the middle of Starship Anchor. There we go. And we probably want to continue on the main quest as soon as possible. But if you're watching this from the pod, welcome. We're just continuing on the main quest here and finishing one of the wonders and figure out what we're going to have to do from there. That being said, if you are a member, thank you for being members. I want to thank all of my members first. Apilux, Random Anta, Sephiroth Vale, Doug Bolden, Rafael Vega Chapa, and RL for being members at the time of recording. You guys support me monetarily, and you get to watch my videos on my off series early. And there are now some exclusives, like the ones that is members only for Madame Little's Bordello. But that being said, all episodes except for this one will eventually become available to you on a daily basis. In fact, I'm actually not streaming tomorrow because I have a doctor's appointment. So hopefully things will go well in that department. And if not, well, we'll see what's going to happen from there. That being said, if you like the video, don't forget to, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to like it. Subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff. Click on the bell to get notified for when I go live. And let's just get things started. Let's get things started in here. And let me just boot up my PCSX to right now. Right, I'm gonna boot the ISO. In an interesting twist. Let me see what state I've saved. Has to be one of these. Yeah, this is where we last left off, didn't we? Yeah, an interesting twist. I have actually spent so much time yesterday off camera when I was supposed to record more Arcanum, but that discussion with Manta gave me such a what do you call it? Creativity flood. If you understand what I'm saying, there's such a huge. I just flooded in so many ideas, just kind of rushed in, and I created like a whole proof of concept for a game that I wanted to make that is inspired by Unlimited Saga and the number 7. But anyways, going to have to save here. Make sure I don't make this thing explode. But yeah, it was a huge undertaking. Just went, I had this idea. Let's completely run with it. And I came up with like 7 separate storylines. It came up with
So an unlimited Saga-inspired indie game.
Yes. Already came up with all 7 characters. I came up with the storyline based on the various wonders of the modern world rather than the wonders of the old world. And what else? I came up with the game system, its own panel system, its own stats system, various elements and stuff. It's super super detailed, but you could see very obvious inspirations from a limited Saga. Exactly, hero. But yeah, I need a hero. Come on, Psycho Noise.
I recall from yesterday about the talk of different races. Humans are the main ones for sure. You can also have elves, dwarves, fairies, and Neanderthals.
I went through a different route. I was considering going with elves and dwarves and fairies and Neanderthals and various different types of races in that department. Yeah, it came up as an idea. But give me a second. Let's see if I could power shot my way away one enemy. Very nice. Zappity doo da, zappity yay. It's a little bit loud on my end. I'm just going to turn down the volume a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't bother you guys too much. Yep.
Would you consider a land ray race? It sounds like a great mage build race since they are very intelligent.
I would consider it, but the path I took was I was looking at Earth biology, right, and things like phylums and animal kingdoms and animal classes, and apparently there are 7 well-known animal classes.
Not even enough to work up an appetite.
So I thought, hey, might as well use those. But apparently, Kawazu also took note of that and based the animal classes in his game on this one.
Manta rays can obviously be water.
Yep. But I could. Depends on whether if I am going to share my ideas or not, or if I have enough time today. But I could just go ahead and I could share my screen. Anything in this thing? Let's use Fortune Talar. But I went with birds, reptiles. Just give me a second. Let me fortune tell one more time. Because frail armor is not an ideal item. Copper knife's better. But I think I went with avian for birds. Went with reptiles. I went with beasts, like beastkin. Human. Tree folk. What else? Merfolk. Last but not least is what is the last race?
Hi Biggie and Myth.
Hi, 44th. Thanks for being here. Insects. And I went with
What
those.
type of bird, fish, beast? Speaking of, are you using the Japanese element wheel or the Chinese one like Unlimited Saga? Hello 44th.
Hi. I decided.
Fish could be manta rays.
Actually, I was thinking. Merfolk, but this came up actually as something quite funny. But let me use Sharp Eye first. I was running out of ideas of what to do for the various races, and I said that okay, what idea could I use to think up what races and things could be done? And what showed up was the Blizzard diversity chart. Right, but we don't have to worry about races in that case, because
Romancing Saga 2 does have one mermaid, but mainly Nereids.
yeah, but that diversity chart came up, and I thought it would be kind of neat. Well, we could have manta rays as a thing as well. That's one of the options. There will be a cool merfolk, definitely, and unique. But I was thinking clownfish, and as representation. Because if you didn't know, clownfish actually switch genders as they grow up. So they start off as male, but then they turn female. Once the largest one becomes female, and it becomes like a matriarchal society. So I thought it would be an interesting dynamic to have, and it also fits with the storyline I'm going, because I was using a oh, there's nothing here. That's right. I was using whatchamacallit. This. I was thinking up what race could be represented, and what color of the rainbow could be represented, and what gender could be represented, and what identity could be represented, right? And what came up was, give me a sec while I throw. Oh, the staff has run out of durability. That's fine. We have the black armlet with 94 durability.
Get those clowns out of here.
But yeah, clownfish was an interesting choice that came up. That being said, I was thinking of which race and which color, right? So blue, and also I came up with a really neat magic system
They aren't
that has
intelligent enough.
7. Yeah, that has 7 elements, and I managed to somehow fit a weakness and strength system into it pretty well. So I'm pretty happy about that. Well,
clownfish are orange and white and black normally. Plus, fish is water.
yes. So I came up with a chart with the colors of the rainbow. So red stands for wrath. And is linked to the Colosseum. And has the storyline. It will involve Beastkin.
If you are using the JP elements, birds are linked. Insect and beast can have either one depending on which one you use.
I used insect as the earth element, people, because their storyline involves gluttony.
Insects are mainly earth, unless you choose fire ant, which can be fire.
Yeah, I went with earth for insects. Merfolk with water, treefolk with wood, and I didn't have air as an element. In fact, I used thunder instead. Thunder for birds, and just give me a second while I slowly think about what I was supposed to do. Oh yeah, I was supposed to use some snooper shoots.
So bird would be thunder?
Yes, bird would be thunder. And reptiles are metal.
So that's fire, water, thunder, earth.
Fire, water, thunder, earth, wood for the three folk, and metal for reptiles. And the humans will have a 7th element, which I'm not sure is what it's going to be yet. The color of that element is pink, and it has to do with speech, speechcraft. I was originally going with light, but I think that's a little bit.
So wood and metal as well. That's 6 races outside of humans.
Yes. And I came up with a weakness and strength system that kind of works. But each element actually has weaknesses and strength. Each element has 2 weaknesses, and each of them have 2
Heart,
strengths.
Love, charisma, energy.
Yeah, that kind of that's the gist of what I wanted to go for. Could be heart, could be love, could be charisma. But yeah, it deals a lot with things like charisma. But I also need to come up with a bit of magic, or what kind of magic that's going to be represented
Howdy,
there. Howdy, mana.
Also use ruin or neutral.
No, I'm saving ruin for a in 8th minute.
He's
Yeah.
discussing big news.
Well, not really big news.
First, you must know your opponent like you know yourself.
Thank you there, Gongming. But yeah, Manta, since we discussed things yesterday about what were we discussing about? Like creating our own game, right? Inspired by Unlimited Saga. You got me into maybe like a manic
The
period.
wise Ming knows his tactics.
Yep. You got me into like a really amazing period of, I'm going to just think about what we thought, the idea that we had, and I basically went ham. I just went ham on the world building and the character systems building. And I basically wrote like about 4 or 5
Manic
Excel pages.
inspiration is the best inspiration.
Yes. There's like 4 or 5 pages of Excel sheets coming up with ideas of things to do with the number 7. So yeah, that was real fun.
Bird, beast, insect, fish, reptile, and tree folk, I believe.
Yep, those were the non-human races. And humans number 7.
Of
And
course,
Just
humans.
as I thought.
yep. So we came up with those different races, and I came up with basically all the main characters came up with different characters, different things that like different adventures already. So yeah, I really went just all manic ham. I went ham on the world building. So let's go with colors of the rainbow, right? So Roy G. Biv starts with red. So I started off with red, and red stands for wrath as a sin. And we
First, you must know your opponent like you know yourself.
and if you remember, we linked wrath with what did we link wrath with? The Colosseum. And I made it the color red. I changed the name of the Colosseum to the Warrior's Cage. And it's a wonder belonging to the Beast People. That's basically it. It basically writes itself at this point. So, I came up with a grizzled war veteran making her living fighting in the pits. And like could be like a beast lioness or whatever, and she could teach her base stat would be strength, for example. And we'll also have 7 stats. So that's the red. Then orange. Orange, I made it stand for gluttony. And the element of earth. And the race of insects. And Machu Picchu. Not Machu Picchu. Chichen Itza. And the story will involve around a worker of a colony of invertebrates. I'm not sure which kind of insect it's going to be yet, but she's going to be a worker. Her colony is starving, and she needs to go out and set out and do something to find food. And the end of it's going to involve some sort of twist,
The
sacrificial.
beast woman, would she be a feline beast or a canine beast of sort?
Yeah, probably a feline or canine. But it'll depend on what we could come up with. But could be probably could be either. I haven't set what it could be yet. But it's just basic character design. But I made sure that the character is old, like older. In fact, I came up with a neat idea. I wanted the ages of the characters to all add up to 7 when you add them to single digits.
I could see her as a wolf/coyote or a tiger/panther kind. Earth's good for any of the 4.
Oh, it has to be fire for beast. By the way. So my initial thought was lioness, because that's more of that's what I would think of when you're thinking of fire. But any cat-like or
Well, fire is also good for them.
yep, it could be any combination really. But the details are a bit sketchy for now. But already you could see the whole grizzled war veteran thing working out.
Probably giving her orange/red/scarlet coat for her fur to match her element.
Yep.
Well, I would imagine a lioness, which can pertain heavily to the Egyptian war goddess Sekhmet, who was a lioness-headed goddess of war and massacre.
Ah. Good. I originally was thinking just to be different, right? I was thinking of using a hippopotamus just to be so different, because
I mean, she could also be good with Earth, just 1 point less, like how the unlimited Saga non-humans are built.
yeah, but that's going to be
She'll obviously be a main character.
Yep. But yeah, this is the storyline, one of the main character storylines, one of the 7. One of the other main characters, like I said, insect in search for food as part of the gluttony storyline. Then it's yellow. Yellow, I made it stand for metal, yellow and gold. And I made it reptiles. So yeah, yellow made it reptiles, and it's actually about a traveling merchant who uses his travels as a front for his secret, quote unquote, secret agenda as a thief. So he could be a traveling merchant, sell stuff. It'll also introduce another aspect of the game, which is thievery and thieving skills.
Would the reptile be a lizard or a turtle? I don't see frog fitting for metal.
I was thinking, because it's inspired by the Petra and the Grenadian stuff, we could go with either like a crocodile or a snake. for that kind of reptile. I was also saying that each of the characters' ages will be represented by being able to add up to 7. So the lioness could be like 52 years old, and the worker drone insect could be 7 years old, right? Like 07. The whatchamacallit, the little dude, the reptile dude would be 16, which was appropriate for like a young morally gray character. Let's throw here. Then what's the other dude? And he was
Well,
the
the snake would need arms and legs. The alligator does sound better, basically making the unlimited Saga enemies the main character.
yep.
Secret thief who attempts to steal from rich folk, accidentally stumbles upon hidden plot of great evil that he must work to stop. Funny ending in which he saves the world but doesn't stop being a thief.
Yeah, it kind of writes itself, doesn't it? It's kind of nice
But
that
is happy that the world is safe for him to pilfer more from people again. An alligator Robin Hood.
yeah, there's a or a croc, yeah. Since crocodiles are more native to that area, like Egypt, the Nile, etc. Yeah, so that's one storyline. Doesn't that sound fun already? Next up, yellow, then it's
Make
green.
him good with daggers and metal. Well, Petra is in Jordan.
Yes. Next up is the color green. Green element is wood.
We'll get to weapons later.
Yeah, we'll think about weapons and stuff in a little bit. But I came up with a system that is pretty unique in and of itself as well. I'll make sure I sort by category, then material. Save stute. Hooray. We got a forked. Yeah, let's use this Milky Way. And I can't remember which enemy this is. Dimensional Gap. Constellation Asylum. This is both heaven and earth. Oh yeah, it's the Lich. Someone descended from the heavens. Who dare step foot?
BTW, there is actual color association with the 7 deadly sins, LOL.
Oh man. But I had to skip steps. I was gonna go with purple with violet and purple with rage, and green with envy, etc. But I had to shuffle things around to make things fit. I awoke to the bitter cold. My body was no longer
But
human.
so far you have been spot on, LOL.
Oh, pretty cool. But green with wood, and I set it up so that it's green and wood folk, pride, crystal redentor. Oh, actually, I also came up with some of the names for. Let's go ahead and use build up for you. Roy could use. No, he could tank next turn. Ruby. No, actually, we'll use Boulder. We'll use Boulder. No, build up for Roy. And we'll use heroes boulders.
Been fun coming here every day.
Thanks for coming here, Inu Demon. Every day. But yeah, okay. So just some of the names and ideas for the Wanderers, right? The Colosseum is the Warrior's Cage. It's like basically a pit where people go and fight stuff. What else is there? It's called that's the Warrior's Cage. What else? The Gluttony is the Chichen Itza, and I named it Celestial Ladder, which sounds pretty cool, right? Which is basically steps up to the stars to do like star predictions, which is kind of ironic for people who deal with insects and earths and stuff. Okay, Aegis Shield. And Sapphire could just power shot her way through.
The Beast Woman could do solo battles there via Kurt, except that won't interrupt the pacing every 15 minutes.
No. No Kurt Gauntlet battles. No Gauntletos, please.
Greed Yellow, Lust Blue, Wrath Red, Envy Green, Pride Violet, Gluttony Orange, Pride Violet.
Why is Lust blue? Oh well. But yeah, that was what we were going. Well, Pride and.
It's a Colosseum. Missed opportunity to do solo battles.
Well, yeah, there could be solo battles and stuff to start off with, and group battles and stuff as well.
Ran out of colors.
But yeah, okay, greed yellow. Oh, okay. So for the Petra, this is really like 5-head. Well, I'm the. I shouldn't be praising myself too much, but I came up with the idea of like an underground temple that is actually carved into a giant stalactite, and it's hanging from the ceiling. Like that sounds cool to me.
Lust Blue could be midnight blue in that sense of the lust at night.
I guess so. But I made Lust pink for me. But anyways,
Probably, but from what I am finding, they equate lust to being a heavy immersion of emotion, which is compared to the ocean, which is blue.
I understand, I guess. But yeah, okay, so back to green. I set green up with Pride and the Tree Folk, right?
I was going to say ocean as one of my guesses.
Yeah. And with this, we are done. I'm going to save over here. The Wicked Defender of Starship Anchor. Liched. Any...
The fascination
Ooh.
for the ocean makes sense for Lust Blue.
Okay, we have a couple of level 4 and level 1s and level 3 tablets. Are you guys ready? Let's go. Drum roll, please. The tablets we got is Guadagnini. Hooray! Hoorays for Guadagnini. Holy Seal Scroll. Hooray for Holy Seal. And Earth Artist. Hooray for Earth Artist. All very good tablets. We also got
Another
Toughness.
Aegis shield.
Yep, another Aegis shield is now available. Okay, we have Toughness for Anzan, which is pretty cool. Kick. I'll need to look up.
No metal woo.
Yeah, no metal. That is good. It's been meddling in our business for far too long. All right, so let's go have a look at the Holy Seal Scroll, which is the fire one. Holy Seal Scroll has no nothing for
Ooh.
Earth. Nothing for Earth. All right, so it's not worth getting. That's that we have like Toughness, and we'll figure out whether if we want to add something to people. But okay, Fortune Teller's definitely very good. Next up, we have Water, Staff, Daggers, and Wood. Absolutely useless. That's fine. Monger, Metal, Earth, and Diplomacy. Nothing. Adaptability. Sharp Eye. Very good. Axe Arts and Monger. Throw, Monger, Gun Arts, and Sword Arts. Water, Kick. Oh, Kick is nice. Spear. But we don't have room for Kick or Spears. Diplomacy. Oh, well. Okay. So I'm going to save to state 5 and head back to state 4 and load.
3 other people got Munger, but not Grace.
Yep. We'll see if there's some more stuff here. Punch. Toughness is part of the deal here, I guess. Metal Familiar. Sharp Eye is much better. Throw, Monger, Kick, Dagger. I think some getting throws and kicks is important here for Ruby as well. Earth, Cave, Maha, Metal. Cave, Diplo, Locksmith, Punch. I'll probably get this tablet for Hero. Shroop Ui and Kick. Importante. Diplomacy. Let's see it again. Weaponmeister. Why are you getting Weaponmeister, Anzan? Sharp Eye is nice. Shield. Architect. Yep, let's go ahead and try a couple more times.
Weaponmeister for Anzan, LOL.
Yep. Metal, Sword, Sharp Eye, Throw, Kick, Earth, Locksmith, Punch. Okay, I'm in a bit of a bind. This just seems correct. You see? Because Hero is the only one who doesn't have yeah, this seems correct. To me. Hero's the only one without Aegis Shield. Coming has Aegis Shield. Roy has Aegis Shield. No, not Roy. Anzan has Aegis Shield. The other person who... okay, Ruby has Aegis Shield. So the most correct would probably be... Oh, I need this.
Hero needs a magical shield.
We'll definitely need to do this. This is a stat decrease all around, but then we'll make sure that she learns whatchamacallit. Ruby will learn spells for her blender. So yeah, definitely quite important. We already have another character with Fortune Teller, so we don't have to worry about that. Yep, Hero will definitely get one of these. The question is, what tablet do we replace? If we replace this tablet, the good thing about it is it's an increase immediately in fire, earth, metal, water, and wood, and strength and skill. However, that's a whole load of tablets for him to learn. Or we could replace this tablet. Reason being for replacing this tablet is because we don't have anything in this tablet that we need. But that will also mean that we are actually banking on getting at least one more level 4 tablet. Or getting Magic Blender. And I am going to bank on getting another Magic Blender. As ridiculous as it sounds. Because we are actually doing the secret adventures thing and we have save states, right? Okay, so Sapphire gets her Sharp Eye. We could get either Punch or Toughness for Anzan. But I do like Toughness. These needs to be geared towards water, so never mind those. This adds a bit to magic, but it removes a shield panel. Joint combo down at the bottom. Yeah, joint combo down at the bottom. What about putting toughness up here? Yeah, why not? Out of all these, I think this is the best one. The other thing would be, yeah, that Earth Familiar sounds good. 3 boulders is just chef's kiss. Yeah, this is going to be immediate boost to Earth, so I'm going to actually do this. Metal Familiar, Water, Sword, Sharp Eye. Sharp Eye down here, please. Thank you very much. Next is throw. No, we needed this Earth Artist Tablet. I'm going to place the Earth Tablet up here because I want to replace this later with another panel anyways. And Fortune Teller is a little bit more useful. So despite this looking like a bad idea, let's do that. Next up, we have Earth Familiar, Metal Familiar. Well, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to save right here into slot 5 and do that. Make sure that Hero learns Seal of the Abyss, then get started on the Earth Tablet and make sure he masters that. Hopefully he'll get a level 4 Magic Blender Reno at some time. Holy Seal Scroll we don't need at all. We have an Earth Familiar. Very, very good. Let's see. We just place him right here and place it right here, right? Here, right? Yeah. Let's just place this Earth Familiar right here. And completely useless panel here for Grace. Don't worry if that pops up sometimes. Yeah, okay. So now that we're done with the tabletos, and let's see the... Hey, that wasn't the deal.
Would you rather see the fiends or the Anubito taking the ancient powers?
Something's wrong with her. She's changed. No punctuation. Something's wrong with her. She's changed.
Very good panel results.
Yes, very good. And we can either go to Pharaoh's or the Deities table. I'm gonna pick. I'm not gonna pick either of these. Oh, I guess picking Pharaoh's is the obvious one, then. Or maybe I should reload. I feel like reloading. Because now we can't go to do the side quest. All right, first off, before we do anything, head to Vath Dome.
God forbid giving you a back option for the quest screen.
Yep. Sort
I find
item
it kind
material.
of funny that through some of the dialogue in the game seems to imply heavily that Daigle boss managed to spoil the name of the Anubito race. You did save, so reload it.
Yeah, it'll probably be worth reloading. But today we're gonna spend some time just buying stuff. Who here has the Monger? Do you have Monger level 3? Yeah, we're gonna get these bits of irons and silvers as well. We have plenty of Monets. And quartz. And carnelians. And woods.
Back to your indie game ideas.
Oh yeah, back to my indie game ideas. So, where was I? I was at wood, right? And wood would be tree folk. We have a wood people or tree folk, and we have like the martyr's vigil, right? As named by our random manta here. And it's a basically a holy quest. A young sapling wanted to go on a I think it's also to do with prejudice and stuff. Like and the quest is about pride, but it's about a young sapling who wants to defy traditions about from her race, and she, or actually, they would go on a pilgrimage to become pontiff, like on a religious pilgrimage. That's usually reserved for members of certain members of her
Young
race.
sapling? Like tree sap?
Yes.
What would she look like?
Somewhat effeminate, but I think we have a space here to go like kind of neutral gender as well, because saplings are actually, or trees actually have both they have means of pollinating themselves, right? With
She could be the female Armic, simple-minded and simply doing her mission.
yeah. That's also a thing about the character as well. That could be quite interesting. Like she's going to be quite young and quite naive. But the thing is, I'm not sure if I set this correctly. But let me just go over to the screen where I wrote things down for them. I did think, I believe that I said that they're young. 25 was the age. And trees live a long time, right? So in the canon of this universe, they have like prolonged lifespans. And 25 is like really young for them to actually head out and try to be like a religious leader. And so it's kind of arrogance and prideful, and you could have them kind of realize midway the folly of their goals. But yeah, that's the tree folk people. That's the color green. Then blue is water. The water of are the merfolk people. Myth suggested that we make these like manta merfolk just because Manta is here. It would be pretty nice. But for me, I thought about
She
making.
could also be, spoiler alert, be a mother of littler saplings.
That could be true. Like, trees don't have, like the timescales of trees are so different, right? They could already bear fruit at a very young age. But we'll see what it means, and we'll come up with like the appropriate details of.
How do you make humanoid manta rays? I'm gonna regret looking it up, but I will.
Oh
Do you
no.
have any chaos in it?
Actually, what my idea was instead of like being chaos, there's got to be an insinuation of a hidden eighth race. And they have like, they're basically behind everything. They're like the kind of progenitor equivalent to the Arcanians, or the or the creators or progenitors of this world, who came up with everything. And we could have like Easter eggs of them being my channel members or something as well. But yeah. But yeah, they're all kind of like the people behind the idea of everything. And there'll be the 8th race, which are like mechanoids or some sort of mechanical people that are kind of ageless and old and stuff. Or the creators behind everything.
Evil robots.
Yep, evil robots. Pretty much, it's a done to death trope, but you know, still works.
Just make Myth, Manta, and Biggie be optional boss fights in it. That would be awesome.
Yeah. But what's going to happen is, the game will have basically 7 adventures, right? And they will go on each separate adventure, and they will all meet at a nexus point. And they will go their separate ways one more time, and then come back together for our final quest. And the nexus point will be determine the second half of the adventure as well, to a certain degree. And you could replay the game to impact the different nexus point, that very nexus point, so that which path it's going to take. So there'll basically be 3 endings. Yeah, I'm not ripping off Undertale at all. Of course not. Completely original idea. Do not take. But yeah, there's also to do and I'll go over the various different stats and things later as well. But okay, so that was adventure number 4. Adventure number 5 is going to be based on the mer people, and I'm using the Sin of Sloth.
LMAO, any game can have 3 ending, fool. Not that it matters, you're ripping off overrated Undertale anyways.
Yep, Undertale's, as I would say, Undertale is rated. It's a really great game. There's plenty of love being put into it. I wouldn't say it's overrated or underrated. It's just rated. But yeah, anyways, what's...
Nah, hell nah.
Hey, I enjoyed it. Like, and also I was a music major. The music in it slaps, like, undeniably so.
It has issues people overlook.
Like I said, it's not overrated, and it's not it's not the like greatest of all time game, of course not. But
how about those 7 wonders having an item/piece that you use to rebuild one of the hidden 8th race, which upon completion goes berserk, attacks the party and unlocks the final dungeon?
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it, the game yet. Come on. I'm coming up to that. Oh well. Okay, let's go to the shops one more time. I wanted to check what items are available. There's a bit of corundum.
Two saccharin, characters you barely know yet you should not act. Game makes a big deal with slaying people. Unfunny, that's another one.
It's a nice well, we could discuss Undertale if we so wish but I'll put that one aside. But let's get back to what I was working on, right? Okay, where is it? I should have used my meteorite to trade for the corundum.
It's a video game. You shouldn't feel bad with slaying.
Yeah.
Computer data characters. I feel like we are having a difference of opinion with Undertale. Back to subject at hand.
Yes.
They usually deserve it.
Yep. Like all these differences of opinion aside, right? Let's get back to the issue at hand. Water people, Sin of Sloth, and the I like five-headed this one as well, because they're all mer people, and they don't have the reason to actually come up above ground,
Yes.
above water.
Back to subject at hand. Any game can have 3 endings.
Okay, let me just make sure that. Okay, I want to trade for these cedars and copses as well. Come on. Bone? It's a little bit too much. Yeah, that's fine. Come on, trade.
I am
Right.
trying to think of a mere people race that isn't simply person with scales and fins.
Yeah. Another interesting choice for mer people would be cephalopods. That's one of the interesting races possible as well. You know, squid people. I like molluscoid, or yeah, that's a interesting take on it. Magic the Gathering did cephalids a way back, and I love their design. But I wanted to make it clownfish people, because we could use it as representation, because clownfish are the only fish that can actually change gender.
The mere man from Saga Frontier 1 could be good inspiration for character design.
Yeah, but yeah, they could change gender, and they're usually a matriarchal society.
Or
Well,
that
for
fish
clownfish.
character from Breath of Fire 1.
And they could change from clownfish. Actually, the biggest fish in the group will become the matriarch, and they change gender to female, and for breeding and ruling purposes. But anyways, that point aside, I five-headed on the wonder on this one, so I made it so that it's the Great Wall of China. And since they're merp people, they don't actually have to go on land at all,
Clownfish
right?
are draw.
Well, they actually, the clownfish are they're. Some say that they're don't have very specific genders up until maturity. So that's one thing. Yeah, could be part of the lore that we could add as well as the world building. But that point aside, as they're behind the wall, and I named the wall the Great Barrier, like Great Barrier Reef, but you know, Great Barrier, but
I
like
feel
the wall,
that would be a fact that would get pointed out in a 4chan post, then become a meme amongst the fan base without needing to make it a thing in game. LOL.
yeah, that's the thing, yeah, but it is like the Empress of the Mer people will be leading this one. Is that she actually hasn't been having to actually do anything for all these years, but due to circumstances on land, you know, we could make it environmental even, like pollution and stuff and whatever. she's forced to actually leave and go beyond the Great Barrier to deal with the consequences towards her home people. It's already kind of overdone, but I think it's enough for it's kind of like appropriate for the story, right? And if we wanted to introduce fish people, we already had that whole city of Atlantis thing and whatever and stuff, done to death kind of trope. But I think we could do maybe like a twist at the end, if we so wish, somehow. But that's the water, which is blue. Next up is violet, which is I paired violet with the element of thunder and with the bird people, right? And this is an interesting storyline. I made it pair up with Machu Picchu, and instead of Machu Picchu, it's actually a floating island of lost technology. I know, another trope, right? But the cool thing about that is that in this timeline or in this universe, the avians or bird people have evolved and lost the ability to fly. So like there's like an old grizzled, not old, like an old inventor who wants to come up with the technology to fly again. And basically discover the lost ability of his people. And that already sets the time period.
Emu people, oh no, LOL.
Emu people. But that already kind of like sets the time period towards like my favorite setting, which is kind of steampunk, Victorian era. That sets the world already to a certain degree, and like the revolution of technology and stuff is actually happening. At the beginning of flight, turn of the century. That's already. Look, it's not because I've been playing Arcanum too much. Okay, I just love the setting. All right. Okay, let me save state here and make sure we get some platinum bits of stuff.
Wait, you said this was the Pride story?
No, this is the no, this is not Pride. The Pride story was the wooden one. No, this is the Envy story. This is the Envy story, because the at the end of this, after he is able to construct a flying machine and flies up to the to the floating island, he discovered that his people has already, what were the people who got the who was actually the race that constructed the flying island. But because of their pride, they somehow or their hubris, the technology was lost. Something like that. Story writes itself, yada yada yada. What else is there? Next, and the last one is the story of lust, right? And the color is going to...
Okay. I was going to say this sounds parallel to the story of Icarus, LOL.
Yep. But yeah, definitely has all the Icarus vibes. Yep. Let me think. Okay, it has to be this one. Yeah, it all already has written itself. But next one is the story about lust, and it's a human being, right? And it's about a 34-year-old human who, like human male, who is doing living the bachelor life, doing whatever it takes to get some lovin', if you know what I mean. So doesn't care like which species it is. It's gotta be humans that are the most promiscuous in this timeline. And basically, with human beings being that way, right? I tied each of the 7. Okay, fair enough. I tied each of the 7 different races or storylines to 7 different stats. And here's the cool thing. I'm gonna fix one of the things the Saga didn't do, which is basically make each storyline compulsory to play like a short chapter of as a introduction to the game. And if we ever release a demo, we'd probably let each let people play chapters, like the very first chapter of each character, and each character will introduce an aspect of the game that they could try to play. So that's kind of like already thinking ahead, right? And the chapter of, let me just grab myself a bit of wood here. Yeah, the chapter of Wrath, or the beast person, will teach basics about combat. So basically, the little lioness will be fighting some battles, and then it will introduce us to the basics of combat mechanics. And the stat that she'll be showcasing is strength. Strength will be one of the key stats for dealing damage used basically in the game. And unlike most games, this game will have 3 main stats. First one will be strength, and that will be taught as in battle. The next one will be gluttony, which is the food people, the insect people, and this main stat of that actual character is going to be defense. It'll teach us about how to go on adventures, pick up stuff, durability, what can you do during adventures, what could you not do during adventures, all that good stuff, right? That deals with adventuring or going on adventures. That's part of the tutorial, and how like maybe food or stuff regarding food will be important to stats like defense. So that's adventure number 2, like tutorial number 2. Tutorial number 3 will be yellow, which is the
For sure a tutorial.
trader dude, right? The trader, whatchamacallit? Croc? Yes. We wanted to go with crocodile, right? Yeah. So the crocodile will be teaching us about in front about buying and trading and stuff, but also about various things you could do that is not so legal. So this game's gonna have things like lock picking, stealing. Yeah, we could do things with lock picking, stealing, trap
Trader /
disarmament.
merchant alligator / crocodile.
Yep. The merchant in front, like merchant as a front. What happened? Yep. Somebody who's fronting a merchant, but also just using thieving skills. So all of the aspects of thieving will be introduced, and then it's going to hint about the impacts of stealing and pickpocketing and all that stuff, but not saying outright what those impacts are, which we'll address at a later moment. And then after that, the green is wood. Wood will teach us about magic. Wait, let me think. Yeah, wood will teach us about magic. This game, magic has a. It's taking a long time to actually craft this thing, isn't it? 2, 3, 4. Save 1. Okay, finally. It's going to teach us about magic and the stats that are relevant to magic. The stats that are relevant to thievery, actually, I'm going to use and call it tech or technical skills, right? It's going to be similar to skill, but we're going to go with tech, right? Tech is actually a different a defensive stat, but the defensive stat for I'm actually torn at the moment. No, tech is actually an offensive stat, but offensive stat for technological means. And what I mean by that is, I'm not sure. I'm still torn about this though, because there's a stat which is technical stat, technique, and there's another stat that I'm going to call intelligence. And one of these stats is going to be the offensive stat, and one of these stats is going to be a defensive stat, but for technological capabilities. And the game will have 3 different stats that are going to be rock, paper, scissors, strength and defense, tech and intelligence, and magic and resistance. So each of these will be different in terms of what is strong against what. There'll be rock, paper, scissoring where magic is strong against strength-based builds. Strength is strong against tech-based builds. Tech is strong against magic-based builds. Right? Is that what I'm going to go with? No, it's the other way around. Strength is strong against magic builds because magic users are frail. Magic is strong against technical builds because they manipulate the technology so it doesn't work. And then technological stuff is strong against physical builds because tech can overcome strength, right? Tech and intelligence could overcome strength. And the magic ability of people is not determined by their intelligence. That's a trope, right? But they're magical ability is actually determined by their willpower. So, yeah, the more willpower they have, the more capability they actually have in magic, not their intelligence. Nice. Okay, where am I right now? So I'll introduce to them the system of magic as well, and different weaknesses and strengths of the magic system. And as you can see, that there's currently listed as 6 elements, and the 6 elements actually have different strengths and weaknesses against each other. So, starting off with fire. Fire actually deals strong damage against wood and metal enemies, but also receives more damage from what kind of fire?
So would enemies have elemental alignments?
Yes. It will also show on display. Fire enemies will be strong against.
Okay, you answered that. LOL.
Yeah, fire will be strong against wood and metal, but is weak against water and earth, because water and dirt could put out fires, right? Next up is what is next from fire? Earth is strong against fire and thunder, but is weak against water and wood. That's pretty cool already.
Yeah, dirt/sand can put out a fire.
Next up is the element of metal. Metal is strong against wood because metal beats wood. It is strong against thunder because it could conduct electricity. But at the same time, metal is also weak against thunder. So they're actually double, like metal and thunder are actually kind of doubly weak against each other, like how light and darkness is doubly weak against each other. Where was I with the crafting? Am I done crafting? Oh no, we're about to craft some more mullocks. And then what's the other thing? Next up will be wood. Wood will be strong against water and earth. But at the same time, wood is also weak against fire and metal. Next up is water.
Was else would metal be weak too?
Like, yeah, because there's only 6 elements, I couldn't make metal weak to different. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on this. The only way to make metal and thunder work as an element pairing is that they have to be weak against each other. That's the only way that a set of 6 elements could work against each other. But yeah, water will be weak against thunder and wood. Wood is weak against fire and metal, but strong against earth and water. Water will be strong against fire, and earth, because water washes away the dirt. But at the same time, it's going to be weak to thunder and wood. Yeah. And last but not least is thunder. Thunder is going to be strong against water and metal. But at the same time, it's going to be weak against metal, but also weak against earth. I think that's the only... I spent hours on that just to make sure everything falls in order. Like to make a 6 elemental idea make sense. And the 7th element, like I said, is going to be either the 7th element is either going to be... Let me see if we have another bit of cops here. No, we don't. Okay. We'll talk about once you get to the human race, which is the 7th race. But yeah, that'll teach about magic and various different weaknesses. That's the wooden tutorial quest. After that is a water quest. Water will teach about the different weaknesses that I mentioned, about the balance of physical characters and that uses strength and defense. Technical characters that uses what? That uses intelligence and technique, and magical characters that uses willpower and resistance. And the water stat will be resistance. And it'll talk about the lore a little bit and how these different things is being put out of balance. And that's why the mer people are forced to leave the water and come on land and do something about it. Because if they don't, things are going to go real bad. And that's the water one. Next up is the purple, which is thunder. And thunder will talk about technology. Actually, the other thing that we need to talk about is in the water quest will be enchanting items. That's going to be a part of the game as well, because there's going to be 2 different types of weapons: magical weapons, neutral weapons, magical weapons, and technological weapons, right? And the technical weapons are going to be things that require technical capability to use. We're thinking guns and mechanical bows and various technological doodads that are, guns, crossbows, firearms, mechanical armor, and all that good stuff, right? And the capabilities that'll be available in blacksmithing and enchanting and crafting. So there's going to be a really robust crafting system in the game that deals with three different types of equipment. That already sounds pretty amazing to me. But that being said, I'll need to actually head over to one of these other areas to get some of our Molochs converted to Moloch level 2. And we'll also need to do some good old tablet farming, right? Might as well grab this. not the Carrier's Guild. I wanted to go to the spell shop. So feel free to talk about everything else other than the stuff that I've mentioned, or voice your opinions on it, or maybe you're just a little bit overwhelmed by how much stuff is going to be in the game. But last but not least is the human quest. The human quest will basically introduce the panel system. And unlike the panel system in Unlimited Saga,
Processing.
yes, unlike the panel system in Unlimited Saga, what we're going to do is introduce a system where the panels you get at the end of at certain times will be based on reputation and alignment, right? Reputation or notoriety, right? Different characters in the game, you could either have like the reputation could go from like really good reputation all the way to bad reputation or not being notorious. And different panels in the game become available to you once you reach certain alignments. Like for example, panels like locksmithy will be kind of neutral. Diffusing traps is positive, right? Like having a good reputation. Like spotting enemies is generally being able to track different areas and different things will be generally a positive thing. But skills like backstabbing, pickpocketing, prowling will have a negative bent. So to be able to get high levels of those skills, you need to actually commit things to lower your reputation. And by the end of the game, you could either have a positive, neutral, or negative alignment, and the endings will be different. But different playthroughs of the game will give you access to different skills. And it'll also depend on like different weapons and different things will have or different skills will actually have very different impacts on like what panels will be available. That was the general idea. And so if you plan on like becoming a thief, you could go either the positive route, which is the useful thief in party in your party, in your battles, and all those things. But you could also go with the like eviler route. Mages will also have a similar kind of like choice as well, because different give me a second. It leads to different availability of skills. What else is there that I wanted to talk about? Yeah, so that's the seventh stat, reputation. And what alongside reputation I wanted to talk about? Number 2. Oh yeah. Um, uh, I wanted to talk about the eighth wonder. This is a different topic now. If you remember, we were talking about the eighth wonder of the world, and maybe the pyramids could be the pyramids of Giza. Could be the eighth wonder, among other things that we could consider. But there's actually one wonder that has been heralded as the eighth wonder of the world very recently, and it's very recently discovered. And that wonder is called the Terracotta Army. So in my thought process, the eighth wonder of the world in this game is going to be modeled after the Terracotta Army. And it's just like people discovering there's a huge amount of soldiers, like mechanical soldiers, being buried underneath the earth, and is going to lead towards like destruction. And that's the nexus point where people where that event happened. And imagine like the Avengers Age of Ultron, a bunch of these guys pop out and just take over.
Oh god, Necrons LOL. Trophy
Yep.
congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with Restream chat.
Thank you,
For the
Restream.
longest time I thought the Hoover Dam was considered a modern wonder of the world.
There's a whole ton of different things that people consider the eighth wonder. But I discovered the eighth wonder of the world was what was it called? There was a quote by a French former prime minister called Jacques Chirac, I think. It's like, for many years people have had the seven wonders of the world, right? Talk about the seven wonders of the world. The Terracotta Army should be considered the eighth miracle of the world. I think it's something along those lines. So there was a quote of him saying it was the eighth miracle of the world. But there's so many things that people consider an honorary eighth wonder. Do we have another bit of... no. We are out. But yeah, that's going to be the general gist of it. That there's going to be a nexus point in the story where all the characters meet. And we could either have all those characters join up and do the final quest there, or I actually am in love with Final Fantasy VI, that they had an apocalypse happen, and characters needed to move on from there. But yeah. And we could come up with an eighth character as well, or a member of the mechanoid race as our eighth character to join us on our final adventure. And the eighth character that happens at the nexus point will be one that depends on how you played with the previous seven. And also, all the things that you love about the panel system will return. different types of panels. There's going to be 7 different types of panels to match the 7 different types of stats. Combining those panels will also make those stats available to you. Like for example, since fire is strength, you could combine melee, like physical attacks type panels to gain a boost in fire and strength. Or if you want to make a wood character, you could combine different panels to do with magic, to like the magic types of panels could be divination, that's similar to what fortune teller is. We could have something similar to arcane tongue or reading magic, and those panels could actually be combined to increase wood. So you could have like a magic character that's based on those types of panels. That's a bunch of things that I could talk about, but yeah, as you could imagine, I spent the better part of yesterday evening all the way throughout the night thinking up I basically had a manic episode of coming up with ideas for characters. But anyways, I'm just going to head on an adventure. Let's go with Desert Mirage because it's super short. Oh, I'll need to save state now because I was silly enough to not do that. And we'll do this one. Oh, we'll never make it back alive. Wonderful. Let's actually do one battle. Oh, wait. That was silly. I should have actually gone and farmed for tablets, shouldn't I? Okay. Yeah. All right, that's good enough. I think actually, because a good thing right now I would actually have to do is farm for magic tablets. I think we're gonna end things off here. Right. So that's generally the gist of things. And of course, if you didn't see earlier, I made a little post in the, not the comments, but the chat to the next episode of Arcane, and that's going to be live for the public. So feel free to go and check that out. That being said, I'm going to take this chance to thank my members: Apilux, Renamanta, Sephiroth Vale, Doug Bolden, Raphael, Vega Chapa, and RL. I'd actually just wanted to thank Manta especially for chatting with me and having me come up with ideas for the game, and basically having me just spending the episode gushing out about the game that I wanted to happen. But hopefully you have had some time to digest to figure that out.
That was a lot of info. Sorry, couldn't converse more as I was trying to listen. LOL.
I know that's just me being completely into what I was trying to share. But anyways, that's the gist of it. That's not even everything. I even came up with a list of details for what different characters or different panels could actually do in different things. But yeah, feel free to go process that for a little bit. If you have any ideas, feel free to share them. But even though it's a game that's not gonna ever be made, it's a fun thought experiment. But if I were going to make it, and to make it a reality, I'll need a bunch of things. I'll need somebody who could know how to code. I'll need somebody who, or basically, I need to publish. I just go in with an idea to a publisher and basically said, I have an idea. And also, I need to look for an investor. But we could crowdfund it. I could go to a Itch.io as well.
Yeah, I was just listening the entire time, haha.
Yeah, but yeah, that's just me just ranting and raving about what kind of game I actually wanted to see. But CRPGs, kind of bit of a relic now. Old school RPGs also kind of a bit of a relic now. But that being said, I might actually go and look up some resources. I mean, the ChatGPT basically said you should go and meet with some people on online forums and other places that deal with this, and like you haven't and basically look for people who are willing to work on the game for you and find some funding. Yeah, but that being said, thanks for being here anyways. But yeah, if that games ever becomes a reality, then I'll let you guys know. But that being said, it's me. I'm Biggie, and I'll be back. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more. Click on the bell notification icon to get notified for when I go live.
Have a good day, Biggie and all. Good luck with more ideas, lol.
Yeah, thanks for the support. But yeah, that's a bunch of ideas just floating around on what I am actually able to do here. But wow, that's that like I said, manic idea episode that is kind of like lore rich and wonderful and nice to just kind of dump out once in a while. But yeah, see you guys soon. It's me and Big, and I'll be back. I am away tomorrow, so I'm going to put up an episode of Arcanum instead, and also put up my members only exclusive episode's going to be up as well. I'll be meeting with the doctors. I'll see what's up. I'll get an update.
See you all next time. Sounds like a cool game to play.
And hopefully we'll be able to make it a reality someday. But that being said, it's me. I'm Biggie, and I'll be back. I'll see you guys next time, 2 days from now. Bye for now.